Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome back. And it is the last day of the month. And hopefully finish up pretty well. It looks pretty good so far. Got a really nice run in Nuke right here. I don't know if you guys saw the news out on it, but they expanded their aerospace defense footage with the European joint venture. So listen, there was that rumor that I guess that's what happened a couple of days ago. We saw that stock make a really nice run. Right here, if you saw that stock here on the 26th, it ran from about $4 to $12. And then obviously that's what your typical short squeeze. And then it came right back down. And by the way, I did post a video on YouTube on short squeezes. So if you guys have a chance to take a look at it, like it, friend it, whatever it was that you like to do with it. But definitely want to watch that quick little short I did on a short squeeze I was showing you. But Nuke obviously doing well. We're going to check out some iceberg orders. I'm going to show you what I see out there. And can it still go higher? That's what we're going to talk about. But before we do that, as always, let's talk about what everyone missed as of yesterday. But before we do that also, I know we have a lot of new members that are joining us today on the trading floor. So if you're new here from yesterday or you've been here so far, hopefully you've been enjoying it. Just sit back. We teach you the 3 L's: look, listen, and learn. All right. Just watch and see what the traders are doing and watch what we're calling out as the market opens, as we're doing here in pre-market, and just sit back and enjoy and just learn. But let's talk about what we did trade yesterday because, it wasn't the greatest day. Okay. And I told you this was going to happen going into this really big last weekend of summer, which is Labor Day. But there were a couple of things that made some nice moves. We had this SOGP that did move all day. Remember, we were done commentarying right around 10:30 yesterday. And we pick up after 2:30 and so on. But the SOGP did pretty well. It went from 470 and then it went all the way to about 670. Around 10:30, we were done. And then in the middle of the day, it just basically kept going. Shot all the way up to a whopping $16. My God, what a great run up. Great move. But, it took a little time there, and it's gapped up right now. I'm going to put this on the B list because it is gapped up again, SOGP. So we're going to keep an eye on that one right there. A couple other ones also that look pretty good that we did trade. OPAD. That was another one. And then right after hours, the stock just kaboo. But that one just a little short, steady, kept going up all day from $3 to $6, up 100%. That was a great day trading stock. GRYP. Another one that, middle of the day, level one stock, went from $1.30 to $1.70. Snow. That was another good one early in the morning. Snowflake, but it was just too expensive. And there's the ETF that does trade, so you could have done that one. ONDS, putting that back on the watch list again. This one just keeps going up nice and slow, nice and steady. ONDS, you could see here in the bottom right-hand corner on the long-term chart. It all started becoming a nice day trade, and then from a day trade became a good swing trade. Great little move right there too. And CWD, one last one right here. That was a good afternoon runner right here at 3:30. Thing just did beautiful. Ran from $3 and shot up to a whopping $5. It was a pretty great run. Did some nice, cool shakes. And, that was also a really nice mover. So I don't know if anyone here would trade the afternoon, but what a fun stock that was. Now, let's talk about what's going on this morning. There's obviously a lot going on, especially with the Nuke trade. The Nuke keeps pushing up more and more. And if you remember this stock, I want to go back and show you what happened with the stock a while back. So some of you remember here back in December. Let me put this back. Hold on, too much. There we go. So this stock back in December of last year, this has started with the whole thing with the Golden Dome in Israel. They're the ones that make the technology on it. That stock ran from $1.30 to $80. It became a day trade and became a really good short swing trade. And then you could see it was a great short squeeze. What a great runner up. And, sometimes it has these little hiccups. It does do it. It did it back here in May. It ran from like that $15 up to 25. It just did it the other day too. And it looks like it could be doing it again. But the news obviously does help. Basically that European joint venture that they did, listen, if they're the only ones that have the technology, I know that President Trump did sign in his bill on that the beautiful bill that he signed that he wants to build a golden dome of the United States. But I know he only wants to deal with the United States companies. That's why I've been a big defensive fan. And you could see some of them are obviously doing really well, like RTX did really, really well. You had also Lockheed Martin, but that didn't really, that took a big hit, but it made a little bit of a comeback. But those stocks are doing pretty well. But listen, this stock is obviously on the big move this morning. And you know what? This is all we need. I know some of you guys traded in pre-market already. You're probably already done for the day. But the market's not even open. We got about another 20 minutes to go. There were a couple other stocks also that made the big percentage. Oh, let me bring up the level 4 and show you what I got out going on out there. So there's the big move. Look at all the green balls. That means there are transactions going off on the ask. People are getting executed. The bigger the ball, the more volume, the more sellers are getting done. And you can see it just keeps taking people out every time they're out there. To me, it looks like a short squeeze right now. For what I could see, it looks like they're covering their short. They're getting squeezed. That's basically what that means. But let me tell you, it looks like it could be a really, really fun one so far going into this open. This other stock right here, GMHS, had a huge pop right around 8:30, and you came back down. You could see the 50,000 share seller at 3. You got the big buyer here at 250. So it's got good volume. That's basically where we hit right there. Support levels right here. Very inexpensive, up 130%, 76 million shares. Good volume. I'm telling you, we might get lucky today. I didn't think it was going to be a fun Friday, with the big holiday coming up. But so far, I mean, look at all these stocks. Here's another one up 83% already. Really nice move. Obviously, you can see it must have been earnings that brought it up. That stock's doing pretty well. I'm going to check here on the orders. Like I said, pretty much flat. That's the one we looked at. Movie. That's the one right there. Movie. Not that many orders out there, though. You could see it's kind of flat. Had a little bit of a run up here. Pretty good for a level 1 stock for some beginner traders that are a little deer in the headlights, are afraid to jump into stocks. That might be up your alley. This one just came out of nowhere just now. It is just starting to tick up. This thing just, I don't know. Let's put this on the watch list. We'll come back to it. It just basically just started moving just now as we speak. You can see that right there. So we'll come back, IPDN. We're going to come back and check that back in about a couple of more minutes. NEO is doing pretty well too. NEO. Not the greatest of orders out there. It only traded about 700,000 in pre-market, but the stock has been moving really, really nicely. There was a big seller out here at $9. He did get filled, so that's a good sign. So let's put that on the watch list. NEO, that stock's up 24%. Cheap little stock. Spread looks a little big. Volume's a little light right now. Might pass on that one. SMX. This one's got great volume. It's starting to trend down a lot already. It's down $1 from the highs. This stock had so many reverse stock splits. Look at this $1,000 stock last year. Great to even go back. Yeah, 80,000. Man, I think got split so many times. Irene has been such a good swing trade. What a great swing trade. So Irene had earnings after hours, and you could see it was pretty good, very strong. Irene has just been a great trade. We've been trading it every day for some of you here. I mean, all the way, once we got past this 20, look where it is. It just has been nonstop, been a really great stock. And then Webull had earnings yesterday. That had a big slingshot. I'm a little disappointed on it. I own it. I thought it was going to be higher. I thought this was the big run. I'm going to see how she opens up. If she doesn't start breaking this 15, 20-ish, I'm going to get out of it. I'm going to, listen, I as a trader, your money ain't doing anything for you of a stock just sitting there stagnant. Okay. So I love the company, this and that, but loving a company does not make you money. Okay. There's companies I hate and I made a lot of money with. So just always remember that. So we'll keep an eye on the Webull on the B list. I know you guys were sticking around waiting for that. So there were quite a few stocks that did have some earnings that did come out, but now earnings are done. Now we have the big week. Now we have the big weekend, and that pretty much going to do it for for the rest of the day. But there's still some stocks moving. Marvell had earnings too yesterday. That obviously didn't do too well. That could be a good short going into the day. MRVL. That's a pretty big company too, Marvell. New York Stock Exchange, I didn't see that much out there. This stock had earnings yesterday, but it's expensive. S had earnings too, gapped up a little bit. Alibaba is moving up pretty well, but it's expensive. These NBY, we traded that. That stock's been doing pretty well too. It was a nice, fun stock yesterday. Slow. Still pushing, though. We'll put this on the watch list. Dell Computers came out. Their earnings were not that good, but we don't trade that stock. OPAD obviously made the losers because now it was big in the gainers. All right. Affirm, we'll check that one April 2. AFRM. Yeah, so the problem with Affirm too, it's expensive. Good earnings that came out with Affirm. Stock gapped up pretty big right here. It's not going to be the most tradable stock. Remember, like when you're a student of CyberTrade University, just on phase 1, our beginner class, one of the things I always teach that I was taught, you don't want to buy a stock that is not tradable. A lot of you are trading stocks that have big spreads, very volatile, and you don't know it until you actually come here at CyberTrade University and watch how they actually move. So remember, it's all about less risk, more reward at all times. All right. So that pretty much does it. It's a pretty decent sized list for a Friday. It is a beautiful day here in New York. It is going to be beautiful for the next couple of days. I am doing Sauce Day on Sunday. So remember, make sure you subscribe to Fausto Home Living. So look at some highlights. It's our yearly, my big event that I do. So I'm really looking forward to that. So I'm going to be checking out right after the morning's done, but we'll be here all day. Josh, Rich will be here all day with you guys. I got to get ready for the weekend, but we're going to trade this morning, see if anything is going to do pretty well this with these stocks. All right. But the other thing too, if you look over here on the brand names, even though market's down, NVIDIA really holding here pretty hard right there. Palantir, hovering pretty close here at the 150. So you're not going to see any action probably in these brand name stocks up until, right after, a day after, I would say Labor Day. Lynn and Randy, I saw the Wolf trade too. That had earnings too. We'll put this on the watch list. It's not terrible. It's a pretty volatile stock sometimes, but we trade Wolf a few times. I'll give you that one. Thanks for sharing that. Yep, Lita, Sauce Day. Absolutely. It's a national holiday, big national holiday for me. All right. All right, traders, let's get ready for the market open up. If you're watching on social media, if you want to come join our trading room, here's that QR code right there. Take your phone, scan that QR code. We will be here all day on our trading floor. If you want to come and join us, we'll be happy to have you there. And for everyone else, let's get ready for the market open up. We got about 15 minutes. Go take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, guys. Good luck, everybody. Happy trading. We'll see you in a little bit.